Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, welcome to our show. We are blessed to be glad here today to witness a discussion about an important topic that we call it transportation. I would like to thank everyone for being here today, especially for our panel who would like to spend their time to be here for our show. Let me introduce our panel. Today we have Minister Transportation Tan Sri Alif Noman. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
We also have Inspector Nurul Farahani for IPD Kuala Terengganu. Welcome, Miss. We also have Guide Car Driver Miss Nurul Kuanisa.
Thank you.
And we have a Community Fund Community Kuala Terengganu Miss Nur Atika. Welcome, Miss, to our show. And last we have student for University Sultan Zainal Abidin Nur Najwa. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I would like to start our show to ask some question to our Minister Transportation Tan Sri Alif. Is public transport driver are not friendly with the passenger and how to upgrade the attitude public transport driver? Can you explain it, Tan Sri?
Thank you, Miss Natasha, for your question. The passenger can complain about the driver they are behaving rudely while on duty through our hotline. We will identify that person and investigate either it is true or not. As a company, we have our duty to serve the public and to make sure our employer are working their best. Our employer is our asset in this line of work. If that person have a problem with his family or anything, we will discuss it in our meeting to overcome to solve that problem. Our employer are also important to us. They will be the one to take care of our customers. I would like to recommend to you using the public transportation is better than using the private transport. We can see this clearly. Using the public transportation can reduce traffic congestion in the capital or other major cities. This is said because most Malaysian people love to use their own vehicle, especially when they want to go work. Lack private vehicle on the road directly reduce chronic traffic congestion. For your information too, implicitly the rate of accident can be reduced at once.
Nur Najwa, I would like to ask, as a student, what is your opinion about pros and cons on using public and private transport?
Thank you, Miss Moderator. Okay, Assalamualaikum. I am Nur Najwa Rameli. My matric number is 047996. I am the 5th panel and I will be a student to give an opinion to talk about our topic today. I'm glad because I was chosen to be a panel for our forum today. Thank you for your inviting me. Even though I'm not the best one to talk about this, but I will try my best within my knowledge and capability to tackle this issue well. Okay, back to your question, Ms. Moderator. What is my opinion about the pro and cons on using public and private transport? Okay, based on my experience in the field, I can say that is a lot of pro and cons on using public and private transport, especially for me as a student. Okay, what can I say is that to me, both public and private transport are very important and very useful to all of us, no matter if you're a student or not. It is because we can say that the transportation is one of the most important thing in our because we can say that transportation is one of the most important transport in our daily life to us to move from one stop to another stop. easier. Okay, I believe that nowadays using public transport has been becoming increasingly popular. Many people choose public transport because they want to make a contribution to protect the environment. However, there are certainly some benefits as well as drawbacks to this tendency, and this essay aims to highlight both. Okay, one of main advantage of public transport is to better the environment. When people use public transport more and more, they will stop going by car. Hence, the congestion will decrease. In addition, the exhaust fumes from car will become less. The petrol consumption will also fall. Therefore, all of result of stopping using private cars will lead to protecting the environment. Okay, secondly, using the public transport will save the money and resources of both individuals and society. Going by public transport often costs less than other private vehicles because it is subsidized by the government. Also, it is more efficient when comparing the cost per person for traveling. As I represent above, the petrol consumption and carbon emission will decrease when public transportation is used. So the total cost to society will decrease. Okay, to sum up, going by public transport has both positives and negatives. While people could save money and protect the environment by using public transportation, they have to endure the inconvenience and slowness. Okay, in my opinion, for private transport, to me, cars are a luxury that many of us spend a great deal of time driving. Almost all teenagers anxiously await the moment when they can get their license and gain independence. Okay, but on a college campus, is it really necessary for students to have a car? There is no question that there are many benefits of having your own car in college. However, there are also some drawbacks to be considered. Okay. Also, rather than walking everywhere or paying for cabs, with your own car, you can simply drive yourself. Having a car is helpful when running errands as going to the bank, mall, or grocery store. Besides that, with your own car, you no longer have to ask people for rides and feel guilty. Also, it means you don't owe anyone any gas money. You can go as you please according to your own schedule. Okay, beside the pro, we also have a con on using private transport like costs and distractions. Be prepared to start working. Unless you have parents willing to pay for your gas bills, start saving your money now to incur the extra costs. Not only will a great deal of your time to be taken up by working, but let's be honest, with a car and complete freedom, how much time will you actually spend on campus studying? My guess will be not very much. But guys, be sure to weigh the pros and cons before to committing to having a car on campus, especially students like me.
For the second question, I would like to ask Inspector Farahani, what are the main causes of traffic accidents?
Thank you for your questions. Road accident is most unwanted thing to happen to a road user, though they happen quite often. The most unfortunate thing is that we don't learn from our mistake on roads. Most of the road users are quite well aware of the general rules and safety measures while using road, but it is only the laxness on part of road user which cause accident and crashes. The main cause of accident and crashes are due to human error, we are elaborating some of the common behavior to human which result in accident. The first one is overspending, second is drunken driving, third is distraction to driver, next is red light jumping, and the last one is avoiding safety gear like seat belt and helmet. So all this which led to accident. Thank you.
Miss Nuratika, what is the pro of the public and private transportation? Can you explain to us?
Thanks for your good question. Based on the question from Miss Natasha, the pro of the public transportation is can reduce the traffic congestion. For example, by using LRT, congestion on the road can be reduced. In addition, it also can reduce the pollution of nature, such as the use of exhaust fumes can be reduced. In terms of private transportation, the pro of the private transportation is saving time and convenience. You can decide your own direction willingly. Besides that, it's more comfortable because you can change your seating and eat inside in your own transportation. Lastly, there's no need to queue for transport such as LRT and bus.
Back to our main topic, transportation, I would like to ask the car driver, Miss Gunuranisa, can you share with us your honest opinion about the benefit become a Grab car, and why do you choose to be a Grab car driver?
Thank you for the question. Okay, I chose to be a Grab car driver because I want to earn more income since I go to the class. It is also has flexible hours, so I can choose when will I go to work depending on my schedule. For example, if I have no class or free time, I will accept the customer request because this is my part-time job since I have a car. Okay, as a university student, I want to gain money because of the expenses are high, such as university fees and many more. Besides that, many students use Grab car as an alternative to go to class because they don't have their own car, and it is also cheap and easy compared to public transportation. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome back to our show. For the second question, I would like to ask our Ministry of Transportation, Tan Sri Ali Nokman. Nowadays, we can see in media about accident make the public afraid of using the public transportation, especially bus. What the action you have made to decrease this situation was? Thank you.
Secondly, thank you, Miss Natasha, for your question. It is true about the accident that occurs. For your information, the Ministry of Transport intend to implement the installation tracking devices in all commercial vehicles, especially buses, to avoid the road accident. Installation of Internet Diagnostics Devices (OBD) allow movement of driver to be monitored and recorded for assessment. By installing the device, bus driver movement can be recorded in the driver score. We know that the private transport can give many bad effects, especially to our environment, such as air pollution. Using the public transportation is one way to reduce air pollution. Okay guys, I want to say that public transportation actually has a very strong relationship with the green city and even reduce the air pollution. Additionally, LRT and monorail are powered by electricity and did not use any petrol. indirectly, we can live in a healthy condition because our air is free from toxic. I think it worth to use the public transportation because it is affordable. However, guys, we do not have to worry about the cost of petrol and parking fees when we using the public transportation.
Miss Nuratika, what is the cost of the public and private transportation? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Based on your question, the cost of the private transportation is cost a lot of money. This thing will happen if you take a long off journey, such as from Terengganu to Kuala Lumpur, by a private car compared if you ride a bus. This thing will cost on the fuel that have to use. Besides, it also take a time to get to the destination. Furthermore, it will cause us air pollution. This is due to the widespread use of vehicle exhaust. Then, in terms of public transport, the cost of the public transportation is expensive fare. For example, taxis are considered expensive, especially those with low incomes. This makes it obstruct from using the transportation system more often. In addition, it's non-exhaustive public service focus. For example, LRT facilities only locate in curtain areas. Lastly, the con is irresponsible behavior by a bus driver and taxi has led to passengers. That's all.
Nur Najwa, as a student, which one would you more prefer, public transport or private transport?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moderator, for your question. Okay, firstly, I'm very sure that some of you might disagree, but this is what I can tell, that I more prefer public transport more than private transport. Based on your question, that which transport would I more prefer? Okay, it is because I choose public transport because most of us know that using public transport is better for the environment and can even offer a cheaper and quicker route. But in reality, the number of cars on the road is continuing to rise. So what is it that's stopping people from ditching the more expensive, not to mention less green, private forms of transport that we see on the road? Okay, firstly, the great thing about public transport is that it gets you where you want to be, when you want to be there, particularly in cities and towns, rather than only being able to drive to a certain point before getting stuck in a one-way system. You can reach your central point directly. Plus, you get the bonus of sitting back, relaxing with a newspaper, and letting someone else do the driving. Besides that, despite their tendency to get delayed at times, in the majority of instances, your journey from A to B will be quick and often direct as more and more investment is made into a new train and bus routes across the Malaysia. Thus, contrary to popular belief, nearly all forms of public transport pose less of a cost to the traveler. If you're regularly visiting a place or planning a trip in advance, you can get season tickets or advance book tickets from a cheaper price. So I want to add a little one more. One of the most frustrating things about driving a car or motorbike is to hunt for a parking space once you arrive at your destination, right? I believe that many people have to face this problem. Okay, parking is often charged and usually expensive. The bonus of getting on public transport is being able to like and nothing else. Parking can often add extra time to your driving journey. Also, in my opinion, you can also study or complete assignments during your commute. that longer commute isn't necessarily a big deal because you can get schoolwork or studying done on the road. You obviously wouldn't be able to do this if you were driving, which means the extra time you spend commuting could result in more free time the rest of your day. Okay, beside that, I want to add some little. Whenever you are relying on public transportation, there's a chance you could miss a bus or there could be a cancellation, leaving you either stuck on campus or showing up late to a class. This is why it's important to have alternate options in mind in case you ever need them. Become familiar with the buses, trains, and other transport that comes and goes near your school.
Miss Gunul Anissa, if you don't mind, can you tell us how to use the application since some of us are still wondering how easy and convenient it is? Can you?
Thank you for the question. Actually, I have prepared a video for it, so I hope you can learn something from this video.
Assalamualaikum and hi. Now, I want to show you how to use the Grab application. Firstly, you have to install the application on Play Store if you are using Android, and if you are an iPhone user, you can install the application on App Store. Now you go to the Play Store and search for Grab. As you can see, I have installed the app, and if you haven't, just click on the install button and wait until it done install. Now open the application. You can log in into this Grab application using your Facebook account or Google account or even using your phone number. I'm using the Google account, and then you're in. The next step is you just have to type your destination. For example, I want to go to the Kuala Terengganu airport, and as you can see, they have already mentioned the price and the estimated time given, so you can predict when you will be at the destination. It is so easy because you already know the price. And that's it. It is easy as ABC.
Inspector Farah, how can we prevent road accident and why private transportation was said state has the most higher case? Thank you.
Thank you for the second questions. The way to avoid accident are you must keep your eyes on the road. When you driving, you should be doing just that and nothing else. Never use your cell phone. Don't change your CD. Avoid construction area. Follow the speed limit. Follow the ruler on the road. And the last one is no aggressive driver. If you follow this common sense, that you will be taking the most important step to ensuring you avoid an accident. The private transportation was stated as the most higher case because of the biggest number of the private transportations user than the public transportation. So the chance to get the accident was very hard. That's all.
I would like to thank to all the panel's members for their contribution in enlightening us about the issue in our hand. Before I end our forum, I hope our country can be one of top modern transportation use. Transportation is the one of important thing in our life. If there was not transportation, how would we go somewhere, or how would goods be transported? In other times, new places were explored, and also nowadays space is being discovered through transportation. If nothing moves, nothing happens. Normally, life without transportation cannot be true. Many things are involved for transportation until now. From that time to now, transportation can be divided into three groups, which one land, sea, and air transportation. Thank you.